Hi guys, welcome to the Music B&B. I'm Callum, and today we are going to be reacting to an artist known as Relentless Pursuit with an album called Through Confusion. Relentless Pursuit was formed as a solo act by Matthew Conrad in 2022. The genre of this project is heavy metal or alternative metal, and the first album, Through Confusion, was released in November 15th, 2022. All the instruments are played by Matthew, written by Matthew. All the drum loops are produced by Matthew Conrad as well. So we're going to have a listen to it. I've been looking forward to listening to a metal album for quite some time on this channel. I always welcome and love metal because I'm a metalhead at heart, but I do obviously love all music. Our first song is called On Probation. This is about half an hour, 8 songs. Let's go. Okay, we're starting with some dark, kind of moody bass sounding stuff here. Ooh. Interesting janky kind of drums with the bass. Very slow, almost like Ghost or something I'm feeling.
I am the nameless being, the one with a bleeding heart. Why does my head feel so compressed with guilt?
Interesting. Sounds a bit Parkway Drive-ish, like newer Parkway Drive. But then Deftones potentially. Korn. I'm hearing a lot of influences. It's his own style.
I need to know that you are there beside me. Please don't shut me out.
This kind of song feels like it could do with a ticking clock in the background. Like that kind of sound effect in the background would sound interesting. Oh, just stopped very slow. Suddenly, interesting.
Good will be good. Evil will be evil.
Maybe let's say the vocals are a bit too loud. Could do with being a bit quieter in the mix. Reverberated, perhaps.
Good will be good. Evil will be evil. And nobody knows their place. Nobody knows their place.
Interesting kind of wall of sound. We got this whooshing. I quite don't know my place myself at the moment. Feels like an intro track, but quite long as an intro track. Perhaps more black metal in its style.
We'll take the guilt and make it.
Okay. Oh. Okay, this is basically just a slow breakdown. Oh. Okay, is this like Sky Eats Airplane now? It's just so all over the place with its different ideas. Kind of industrial now. Like, it's literally like I've someone's taken every genre of metal, put it into a bowl of soup, mixed it together, and just came out with something completely different. I like different. It's so dirty. It's just... As a metalhead, I'm going to say it's just noise. And I hate saying that. Oh! Now I'm feeling System of a Down. Okay. I feel like I'm just doing a lot of name dropping of bands I know. I'm trying to find some sense of familiarity within the chaos. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Okay, now it's almost like this childlike guitar and oh man. This is the first track. It's the longest number on the album. It's 5 minutes 12. And it's nice to have a bit of melody here, a bit of singing, okay. Not bad singing either, I'd say. I literally have no way to quantify or explain this intro song of On Probation. If this is what the rest of the album's like, I'm in for a journey. A journey, definitely. Ooh, wow, okay. Okay, that's one. That's 1 of 8. We can do this. Flamboyant intoxication. Oh. It's like guitars are a bit quiet in this mix. And I think it would sound so much dirtier if they were so loud. I'd love to get my hands on mixing this and help with the mixing. Yeah, this is like a Slipknot track, but it's just too quiet, the guitar in the background, for it to feel like powerful and like gut-wrenching, destroying, you know. Like the artwork. I haven't mentioned the artwork yet. I do like the artwork. I want whoever did the artwork to do something for me. I can kind of hear the room those vocals have been recorded in. It's not damp enough, so you can hear that room. Some people don't have the space of recording, so you do what you can with the area. I'd record vocals under like a bed sheet or something, you know, really contain that sound. And add on reverb. Okay. Loving the timing change. Waltz now. 3/4 time. And then this sounds like Lonely Day by System of a Down. Such a lonely day. Yeah, it's hard to hear what the vocals are saying, the sung vocals, because of the room it's recorded in, plus the reverb on top of it, perhaps. And the guitars are just so low in the mix, it just takes away all the groove from the from it all, and you can tell it's a groove. I can hear it. It's just so quiet in the mix here. It should be in like chunk, 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 chunk. Just like make that the forefront. And send me the stems to all these tracks. I want to mix this. I want to mix this. Make this better through the mixing, because there's a lot that can be shining through this. I don't feel the end of this is necessary. It's just an add-on it had no part in the song previously. It's just, oh, here's an outro. Boom. None of that sound I heard before, you know, to warrant that coming out at the tail end. Hit the bricks. Sounds dirty. Let's hope the guitar's that loud. Okay, the guitar's a bit louder in this one. Nice swing to it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh. This sung vocal is so much quieter than the screaming. You can tell you feel more confident with the screaming than the singing. And I would reverb and double up those screams just to make them sound epic and dirty. So if you're a fan of metal music, check out my metal project. I have my own solo metal outfit. It's more electronic metal, akin to maybe Enter Shikari. It's called Delete Delete, linked in the description. Shameless self-plug. That's a groove. Oh. Got almost the Slipknot, Sidfy weird sounds going on. DJ sounds. Yeah, this contrast between that and then the sudden, and I mean it's so sudden transition to this melodic, almost gothic, evanescence-y sounding stuff is just so... It's like someone's got a light switching on. Okay, that's the metal side. Okay, quick. Now we're into the... And there's no... Like the transition, there's no transition. So we need build up. Like this is a good combo here. The metal with this. I feel like we need that throughout to let it blend, you know? And I'm all for weird stuff and changes and, you know... I listen to bands that do things very differently. Sometimes I think metal heads can be in danger of just riff throwing and idea throwing and trying to stick it together somehow. But there are some solid ideas on Hit the Bricks. Those sort of weird, almost Slayer-esque solos, perhaps System solos. Interesting. It has all been like this, so at least in terms of style, it's pretty consistent. Oof. Production is very murky. It does almost sound like the early metal stuff I used to try and record. I hold it dear in my collections, but I know the production's not great, and I would say the production is all over the place in this one. This track is a bit too loud. That snare then.
Oh my.
Yeah. There's some sort of frequency or something that's been just too muddied with everything going on. Ding! What's this song called? For some reason it's not shown. One sec. Let's see if I can find out what's going on. There you go. This is called Enter the Void. Feels a bit grindcore-esque. Main thing I'm getting from these is ideas, solid. The grooves are good, but we can't hear them. There's some sort of production things not right here. The mix is all over the place. If Relentless Pursuit able to get proper mix from somebody, not me, doesn't have to be me. I'm no professional. You may get something better out of it. Also, maybe work on getting a more realistic drum MIDI sounding thing. There are some really good ones at the moment. The M Power drum kit, MT Power it might be called. That's really good. Yeah, there's loads of good ones out there. But it does have that kind of, yeah, late 2000s Sky Eats Airplane kind of program drums. I Set My Friends on Fire program drums vibe, which I have missed. It does have a bit of nostalgia to it for me. It's called In My Mind. Yeah, and I think work on blending ideas so they sound like they're part of the same song, or work on transitioning between how do we get from this point to this point. You know, a hard cut can be very jarring. It can be good at some points. Yeah, vocals more prominent. Drier vocals. Turn the screaming down. Maybe double, triple track your screaming. Add reverb to the screaming, make it sound really nice then. Yeah, it's hard to hear any of the vocals. Also, the singing sounds like it was taken maybe 1 take, 2 takes or something. It doesn't sound like it was practiced over and over and over until it sounded like really confident. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Bit of pitch correcting wouldn't go amiss. I'm not saying go pitch correcting like crazy, like Lil Wayne. There are some really good pitch correcting software there. Just tidy it up a bit, and there's no shame in using it. Everyone does. So this is the soft track, the halfway interlude. Nice soft track. That was just such a weird hard cut there. That didn't work. I get what you're trying to do, trying to make this sort of emotional like drum build up to this epic thing. And it just came up like we just like faded in a different song there. It was such a hard cut. Again, that switch on and off. And it's a shame because the ideas are there, the execution is not. If that had proper production as well, that would sound epic as well. It would sound so full and like you probably think it would sound in your head. In your head, you have this vision, and that this is not probably the vision I think you were looking for. You were looking for big, amazing, and you're not getting that. It would be nice, but I don't know what it was about, and too hard of a cut. Okay, this is called In Over Your Head. Now it hits in a very electronic realm here. Again, the grooves. This guy has got the grooves.
Do you feel the way you felt before? This very moment. Gravity takes its toll. Can you find a way to ease up and enjoy your my soul? Is there a way out of this maze? A long, long
See this? The vocals sound very clear and, you know, obvious here. And when the screamings happen, it sounds good, it sounds obvious. It's at the forefront. Sludgy. This is probably about the best I've heard the guitars in the mix. Interesting. I'm not sure if it's working here. It doesn't sound massive. Ooh. Well, that's a sound. Okay. I'd say that guitar sounds a bit out of tune as well, that lead guitar part.
But it's the right way. Yeah, but it's the right way.
Yeah, the breakdowns are awesome, man. This guy's got the breakdowns sorted. Little random groove at the end. Interesting. Okay, In Over Your Head. No idea how I felt about that one, but I think that's been the same kind of message throughout, I think. Self-Hate the Devil. Our penultimate song. Madness, madness.
Myself and everyone around me. That was our pain. That was our pain. I took the greatest gift and I told it to shred. In my own despair, and in my own fault and loss. Now I only to redeem myself and you. The greatest enemy. If it was selfish and untouchable, then self would win. It would win.
Okay, that was more of a better transition, I'd say, to vocal part, a melodic part. Very sort of positive sounding, considering everything else. Here we go. No, don't put a creepy toy box at the end. That's not nice. That scares me, okay? No music boxes, please. Nice. Again, can't hear the vocals. The loudest thing is that sort of whatever noise that is. Sounds very MIDI as well, so not very realistic sounding. Don't know. Don't know what to think about that one, but I've said that throughout, I think. In a Different Place is our last song. It sounds like a Coldplay song. Or an Adele song.
There is a place beyond this world where there is no dismay, where there is no death and no decay.
See, this is the driest and best sounding the sung vocals have been, to be honest.
Where colors you've never seen before thrive. Oh, the beauty reflects in
Still quiet in the mix though. Could be louder still.
all I wanted was to see your smiling face and take it all in. I know we've waited for this moment, There will be no loss, no pain, nothing selfish to gain. I know we've waited for this moment, this is the moment in time where time ceased to exist. The place beyond this world where there is no dismay, where there is no death and no decay. This I know.
This is a really nice song.
This I know.
And probably the best sounding one so far, production wise.
Put my faith in the one who is everything.
Thought we were gonna go blah, then we didn't. Very sweet sounding. Okay, this is a better kind of build than In My Mind does. There's some kind of hum, some frequency that's just taking over everything else, and it's a that kind of mid-frequency sound. Okay, that was Relentless Pursuit with Through Confusion. I'm going to go through my categories for rating this album and give you my reasons why I've given them those scores. So I'm going to start with the flow of the album. For the flow, I think I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Sometimes when I speak about flow, I mean about an album flowing from start to finish and like sort of ending, tying it off in a nice bow. With this album, it was so all over the place that I feel like that was the point of the album. So I think it did work in some ways to kind of confuse you. Maybe that's why it's called Through Confusion, but throw confusion at you until you get used to it. So 6 out of 10 for that. Lyrically, I'm only going to give it about a 3 or 4 out of 10. Mainly because I couldn't hear most of the lyrics, especially the sung lyrics. I could hear the scream lyrics, but the sung lyrics were too quiet in the mix, or the space was wrong, the reverb was wrong, whatever it was recorded in wasn't correct, which was detrimental to it because I didn't understand any lyrics really, other than in the last song. Artwork, I'm going to give a 10 out of 10. The artwork looks very cool. Really nice, well done, well put together, interesting, and it shows that kind of confusion. I like that. Production, I'm going to have to give maybe a 2, maybe even a 1 out of 10. The production was just so all over the place that it unfortunately made these great ideas sound rubbish. And if they were given to someone or done by somebody else, or more time was spent learning how to produce, then I think it could sound amazing. I know how I was when I first started recording and making music. My songs did not sound good. They're still not amazingly perfect to this day, and I did a degree in music technology. So more time spent learning how to produce, balance things, get the mixes right is so crucial and important, and the mixes were just all over the place, unfortunately, which ruined some amazing riffs, some amazing screams, some probably really in-depth and beautiful lyrics, unfortunately ruined by that. And the singing, I'm going to give the singing a 5 out of 10 because I thought the singing was nice. I thought the screaming was quite good for this style, but again, the mixing and production spoiled and ruined it. So if I had to give this album an overall score, I'd probably give it somewhere between a 4 to a 5 out of 10. I feel like there is a lot that Relentless Pursuit has to offer and should offer the world, but needs to be offered in a more well-produced packet. Perhaps then Relentless Pursuit's objective going forward is to focus solely on one track, and maybe even help by paying people to help them produce it, paying people, like I pay people to like play drums on some of my tracks, like live drums, because the feeling is just so much better from it. Putting all the effort into one track and then releasing that. A lot of artists do that these days anyway. In the world of streaming, what's better than just releasing one song and solely promoting that and getting your fans excited for the next song that's coming out instead of a whole kind of album project? Unfortunately, that's the future we live in, and this is coming from a guy that loves albums to death, and I'm promoting this sort of the single release thing. So yeah, I don't want any of this to discourage Relentless Pursuit or any other artists who feel like they're in this kind of territory, because these sound like the early days of someone that's going to get somewhere far and is going to keep striving to produce and make better things. And I hope that is what happens. So I'm not trying to discourage, but as an objective listener who's listening as a consumer, this was a difficult listen because mainly of the production factor. If you disagree or agree with me, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, go and hit up Relentless Pursuits and tell him what you think of his music as well. The more we're talking about it, the better, really. Because in a world where everyone wants to be heard but no one's doing the listening, be the one that does the listening. Goodbye, I guess.
Oh, I say.